iOS 11 public beta 3 has been released. Let's find out what's new in this video. Let's go. So what is up guys, Nick here helping you to master your technology, and iOS 11 public beta 3 has been released following yesterday's release of iOS developer beta 4. So you can see right here, this is a 341.9 megabyte update for the iPhone 5S I'm showing in this video. I actually couldn't get it to work on the 6S Plus because it wouldn't go backwards from beta 4 to public beta 3, but I'm sure I can get it if I went ahead and reinstalled the public beta manually, but that's why I'm using the 5S for this video. Anyway, you can see right here that we do have an available space right now of 1.69 gigabytes, and we're going to see if our storage goes up or not, indicating that iOS 11 public beta 3 will give you more storage. Now it's currently on public beta 2 here for the iPhone 5S, and I'm going to go ahead and just do a Geekbench here for this device. Now this should be the same for pretty much any device if it is improved, say the software. No matter if you're testing this Geekbench on an iPhone 5S, a 6, a 6S, it should improve the scores if the software has become better optimized for the hardware. So it doesn't really matter which iPhone you're using, but I'll be right back when this is done running, and then we'll go into iOS 11 public beta 3 and talk about what's new. All right guys, so we scored a 1201 on the single core and a 2083 on the multi-core score here for the iPhone. Now keep this in mind for when we do update to the iOS 11 public beta 3, this is the public beta 2 score. So let me go ahead and go into the settings now and see where we are on that update. All right, we're about to be done here. I am just going to stop the video here, and I'll be back when we are in this iOS 11 public beta 3. One more time, let's just check the storage again. We do have 1.31 gigabytes available. So guys, you can see we have now updated to iOS 11 here on the iPhone 5S, and one of the new features, as I mentioned in the developer beta 4, is the new notifications now gives you an option to view. If you swipe over this way, you can open right here, and you also have a clear option as well. So this is much needed in this beta edition here, so public beta does improve in that way. So getting into the OS here, there's a few other changes I would like to note. Number one is the screen recorder icon here is now have a timer. So you can see it does now have a timer there for the screen recorder. We can go ahead and stop that right there. And also, if you go right here, you can see that the low battery power mode also has an updated new animation there, which is nice. In addition, the springboard responsiveness has been improved for the iPhone Plus model. So if you have any of the iPhone Plus models, you will have that coming to the public beta 3 here. But let's go ahead and check out the storage before we talk more about the features. So let's go into the settings here, and let's go ahead and scroll down until we get into general, go to about. And you can see it now does say the full capacity of your smartphone, 16 gig, for example, on this phone. And it just, instead of, taking out the iOS storage, it just tells you the capacity of your phone and what's available. So we have 2.76 gigabytes available here on the iPhone 5S. So we did gain about a gig here on this download. So that's nice to see right there. In addition to that, we do have some new icons here. So the contacts icon is now a little bit different. So let's locate the contacts icon if we could do that. Let me go to the home screen here. But first, let's talk about these. So the notes icon is also different, as well as the reminders. This might be a bug, and you can see the reminders is now, the dots are now to the right, which doesn't make a little bit of sense. So we might actually see that go back to the other side, as I mentioned in my other videos, as well as the new contacts icon, as you can see right there. So that has been updated as well. In addition, you can now go into settings here on your public beta 3, and you can go into general settings, and you do have the ability to use AirDrop straight from the settings menu. So that's nice to see right there. Also, we have an update in the App Store. So if we go into the App Store, you can now refresh your apps tabs instead of force quitting and then going back in and checking to see if there's updates. So you can go simply like that to refresh. That's a nice thing to see right there. In addition, the Wi-Fi toggle up here, as well as cellular data connections, has got an overhaul. It's a very slight detail. You have to look closely to see this. In addition to that, we do now have a vertically designed icon key for accounts and passwords in settings. So if we go down here, we go to accounts and passwords, you can see right there we do have a vertical icon key. And those are some of the main features that you're going to get over here on the iOS 11 Public Beta 3. So it's pretty much the same as the iOS 11 Developer Beta 4. So that one's pretty stable. There's still a few bugs that are presented here in this beta, but it's coming along nicely and it's definitely a little bit smoother here. But let's wrap this video up quickly by checking out the new Geekbench score to see if the performance has improved according to Geekbench. So we're going to go into Geekbench. We're going to run the CPU benchmark here to see what we get. So let's go to CPU. Let's hit run benchmark and I'll be back when it's done and we'll wrap this video up and tell you if you should download this one. Okay guys, so for iOS 11 Public Beta 3, we did score a 1303 on the single core and a 2177 on the multi-core. So we do see improved scores here on Geekbench, which is nice to see here. So we get improved storage, improved scores here over Public Beta 2. So definitely a recommended download in that regard. A few more miscellaneous things to mention. 32-bit apps are now grayed out in the App Store. In addition to that, we do have new Siri section in the settings. Instead of just going into general and then finding Siri, if we go into settings now, Siri does have its own section. You can see right there. And it does also include new languages here in Public Beta 3. Also, there's updated settings in the camera app for the iPad. So if you do have an iPad, you do get that feature as well. Not in this video, we're not showing it. And there is a new Arabic language for the Najdi dialect. So I just wanted to include those things in there as some miscellaneous stuff. But should you download this here for your iPhone or iPad? And I would say absolutely if you are on any of the other public betas or you're on iOS Developer Beta 3, for example. But if you're a developer, you're probably not going to be downloading the public versions. But anyway, yeah, go ahead and do it if you want to, come off of a better version. But yeah, go ahead and do it if you do want to get on a better version of the beta. This is definitely a better version. We're going to have to see how the battery performs going forward, and make sure you do a backup before you do this. If you found this video helpful, enjoyable, informational, go ahead and hit the thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel for more tech videos like this. Nick here helping you to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.